Matrix?
I did, yeah, many years ago. Somebody
Yeah.
gave me a copy. They thought I'd be interested in it because they said it was Buddhist.
In a way, yes. I heard that actually.
Very Buddhist in some ways, but the understanding is very stupid. But it was.
Understanding is very stupid.
But it was. It along the right lines.
Right.
But there are no machines turning us into batteries. We do it ourselves.
But exactly. That's what the essence of the question actually is. The organs of perception, how we all, let's say, the social environment, how
Right.
we get conditioned by it, and hence we run by this illusory software, which is the matrix.
But we run ourselves, and basically it comes from the way we function as human beings right from the time we're born. We create the illusion of me, and we also then project that into the world we live in. We don't change the physical nature of things, in as much as give them meanings. So if you were to become enlightened, then the way you would experience would be, you'd experience reality. So you'd look at a tree, but you wouldn't be experiencing the concept tree, for instance. You'd be experiencing just what is actually there in nature. It's not that the tree would disappear, it would still be there, but it wouldn't have any meaning for you anymore. Like a sunset will just be a process of nature, part of nature. And instead of falling in love with it, looking at it, whipping out your camera or whatever, you would simply accept it for what it is. It would not interest you particularly. It would tell you a story that it's time to get up a tree or something like that because night's coming. You see, yourself would be an interesting experience because now we expect to see a human being. But nature doesn't know anything about human beings. And when you look at the human being as it really is, what you're seeing is what's actually there. I won't tell you what it is because it's not that different, but it is different. And like that, so the Matrix, in a sense, you could see what they were trying to do. And the idea was, incidentally, came from an Indian lady originally. It was an interesting experiment in trying to understand how human beings perceive the world, how they can be manipulated and used. If you move into less Buddhist areas, then you can see that the society we live in is a reflection of our ignorance concerning ourselves. And it exacerbates the way we mistakenly understand the world in order to exploit us. But this is business. This is not in any way sinister. It's just people doing business. That's how it works. But it relies on people understanding the world they live in as having values. Like money, for instance, has to mean something. Precious metals have to be precious. We have to experience the world in a certain way, a meaningful way. Otherwise, the whole capitalist process cannot exist. Marx included a chapter in his book Capital on the fetishism of the commodity. And what he was trying to say was how we understand things as being valuable that really aren't valuable. Supposing you see a pile of gold and a pile of camel dung. Now to me that's which is valuable, the gold, immediately. But to an animal it would not differentiate between them. If what was the camel dung was eatable, something the animal could eat, then it would go for it. It would ignore the gold completely. If you drop $100 on the street, somebody's going to pick it up. Be very happy. But in reality, what is it? It's just a symbol. It has no real value. It's just really a piece of paper with no meaning. But the Matrix was along those lines. I could see what was happening and I was impressed. I thought it was a good attempt to reproduce what Buddhists refer to as name and form, nama rupa. It's the world we each individually create with our minds.
We can carry on inside, right?
We certainly can do sometime later. I can go into this name and form consciousness. It's a kind of vortex. Consciousness gets stuck in a world of names and forms, to put it simply, a world of meaningful things, and cannot escape. This is why meditation is difficult to do, because the mind is always trying to function, trying to be in this world which is meaningful.